Shalom. This is the brother Danyala coming back again with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect brothers and sisters that believe in this word and that fear in the Heavenly Father and His Son. And I want to play this video first, and we're going to get into it, man. You know, this can be one of the causes for inflation in America, in Babylon the Great. Also, you're going to have inflation. What else is going to happen? Inflation, scarcity on top of inflation, right? Famines, right? And that's going to bring about what? When people perceive that these resources are few, they're going to fight over them. So that's going to bring about a rioting, you know, an insurrection. Okay, so let's watch this.
Thought on the BRIC countries' new currency they're coming out with. As I said earlier, it's roughly 50% of the global supply of the top 8 commodities are produced in those countries. So rice, wheat, corn, soybean, sugarcane, palm oil, milk, and potatoes. Of the total global supply of those 8 commodities, the BRIC countries, missing South Africa, they're not that big of a manufacturer, but Brazil, India, China.
I noticed he said the 8 top commodities in the world. All right, these countries produce 50% of those top commodities, man. The rice, the wheat, right? All these different things that people, they take for granted that they have an abundance of it. But hey, just like one of the brothers who works in the field where people come in and they buy food by the bulk, you know. They're selling out of rice. They're selling out of these different grains, man. Right? Let you know that there's a scarcity, right? Okay, India not sending or shipping a particular rice over to America, right? Because, hey, there's harsh growing conditions. The Lord is plaguing these other nations and making it hard for them to sustain the growing of these different crops and grains. So they're trying to keep it for their own selves. The little that they, the amount that they can actually produce for their own people.
Russia are 50% roughly of global supply. Now, if those countries want their own currency, they can do it. And that's going to be an impact to the reserve currency of the United States. And it's going to mean that if the United States continues to have the debt ceiling continue to grow and continue to have to print more money, the United States is going to see greater inflation. Europe is also going to have the same problem. Having this money in a new currency is going to take demand away from dollars and away from euro. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going on in the future. All right, last.
Right. So the creation of the BRICS nations having their own currency can cause America to print more money, thus further the value of the dollar. Now it takes more dollars to buy that same pack of chicken, right, that you used to buy. So now the price of chicken for a pack of chicken might go from, say, what, 15, 14, $12 for a decent sized pack. That might go up to $20, or that might go up even more. That might go up to $40, $50, right? When you was used to buying it for less than that, you know. And you know, a while back, I had a dream or a vision where I bought something I was out doing app jobs or whatever, and I bought something from a gas station, something to drink, and like it was like a Nutri-Grain bar or a fig bar or something like that. And they scanned my stuff at the cash register. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but I do remember that it was 1,000. It was 1,300 and something dollars, or no, $1,200 and something dollars. And I looked, I said, there must be something wrong with your register. And she said, no, that's the right price. I'm like, what? So I dropped it. I was like, I ain't paying that. Right. And I'm walking around Well, I get to this house and there's news playing on, the news, the news anchors on the TV saying, oh, America is suffering inflation and blah, 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 blah. And prices are higher, extremely high and record highs since the history of America. Something like that, right, to that effect, right? So there was inflation going on everywhere. So much so that was hyperinflation, right? So much so that you can't buy a iced tea, man, at the gas station, right? And in a Nutri-Grain bar because it costs over $1,000, So, this kind of, hey, that can happen, man. Hyperinflation is coming, right? The suppliers for the American lifestyle, the American life of luxury, way of life, right? Because a lot of people live in luxury, right? Lasciviousness, rioting, festive. Oh, you always want to go out and drink and go to the club and go to the nicest restaurants and eat Brazilian steaks at, what they call that restaurant, Fogo de Chao, and, all these different luxuries that these Americans have. Those are about to go out the window. It ain't about to be a luxury no more. Okay? Those are about to go out the window. So, now with that being said, let's get this precept right here. We're going to go to Ecclesiastes. Was it chapter 12? Right, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So you want to remember, Zakar, you want to remember, all right, and take heed unto the Most High right now, okay? Because the evil days are approaching, and we're in evil times, right? But it's going to increase to its peak, man. So before we even get to that, you want to seek after the Most High now. It says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, right? When you have no pleasure in that time, right? It says, why the sun and the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house, when you go into the word economy, it goes into what? Household management, right? The scriptures even refer to America as what? A house, right? It's Zechariah, the 5th chapter, when it talks about the chariots being the plague that go forth upon the face of the whole earth. It says, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, right? So that house is America, the United States, right? Also known as Babylon. That house is America. Okay? Right? So the keepers of the house, the economists, the people who watch over and measure and graph and record economical data for goods and services and money, the flow of money in different industries in America, the economists, that's why you got the financial channels, the financial reports, people that just focus on monitoring and looking at the finances, right? The word finance comes from finite, the limited resources, all right, that comes and goes through America, that flows through America, the flow of the money, right? They're looking and saying, oh, this is going to get bad. This is going to be horrible, right? People's lives are about to change as they know it. Okay, you won't be able to do, continue to maintain this luxury lifestyle because inflation's coming, right? Digital currency, some of them, the sea ragamuffin is coming, right? Right? So these are the keepers of the house, the economists. All right? Shall tremble And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease. The grinders shall cease, man. So, hey, that's coming. The grinding ceasing, man. And Lord, well, I'll get a because I actually took a video in a place that I visit frequently every week, where you have now robots, okay, that are cleaning, and there's many videos that are cleaning the floors in this particular area, right? It's controlled by an AI system, right? That's going to be a part of that grinding season, right? Meaning the actual human or actual man and woman, they're not gonna be grinding, right? They're not gonna be working, right? When the grinders cease, because they are few. Why are they few, man? Many different factors, right? People are placed on lockdown because of a pandemic, a scamdemic, right? And also the need for efficiency in these different businesses, right? They want to cut down the labor cost, because labor cost is a very big cost when it comes to make a profit in a business or in a company. That's a very big cost, right? You got to pay the workers. So with that being said, right, they're going to do what? Create robots to do the job. They don't get tired. They don't call off. They practically live in the warehouse. They live at the job site. Only thing that has to be done is they have to be maintained, oiled, greased, right? Get this part changed out, put that on, boom, and it's ready to go again. So the only people you need is the people to maintain the robots. But wait, hold on. There's robots that maintain other robots. Look at that, right? So the only thing you need is somebody to monitor the production and the robots. That's few people right there, right? So because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. The doors in the street shall be shut, and the sound of the grinding, when the sound of the grinding is low, when he shall rise up at the voice of the bird meaning early in the morning. Because if you notice, early in the morning, the birds will start chirping, like I say around 5 o'clock, maybe 4:45, the birds be up chirping, right? It says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? Right? When it comes down to, should I go to this concert and risk not having food for the next 2-3 weeks? Right? Should I go to this concert, or should I pay? And people do that now, right? Should I go, or should I, purchase this new album, or, like I said, go to this concert that's gonna cost so much money, right? Or should I just invest this in the food that I know I need for the next 2-3 weeks, right? You're gonna choose the food because you're gonna be in a situation of survival. Ain't nobody gonna be worried about music. It just has in the other times when America went into war. I think this might have been around a time too of Ray Charles in that era. But when they would go out to war, they would prevent people from actually printing records, right? So prevent them from actually using printing records for music, man. Right? Because there was more on a survival mode. Okay. Well, right. People are not going to be worried about paying these, going to these concerts and paying these different artists and rappers and entertainers, man, right? Musical entertainers, they're gonna be worried about surviving. Okay? That's what they're gonna be worried about. Make this too long, but this is what's coming, man. Now let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter content. We're gonna go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Because the scarcity, I'll say the lack of ability and scarcity of food, the lack of the ability to buy food, right? Because really, it is scarcity, right? Because now, with the devaluation of the dollar in that respect, it's gonna make it seem like what? That you have finite resources, no matter how many dollars you have. Now this dollar is worth less, so you have less value to buy the food that you need to buy. Right? So that's like a form of scarcity. So 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." So it's drawing nigh, man. Why are they gonna fight against another with swords in their hands? Lack of food, lack of comfort, right? It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. It's gonna be riots, breaking and entering. It's gonna go back to an ancient mindset. We ain't got no resources. They got the resources. We got the weapons and the number. We're gonna go over there and take their stuff. Right? They're gonna be invading one another. It says, "They shall not regard their kings, nor princes," right? They're rulers, man. The police, the governors. They ain't gonna worry. None of them, man. They ain't gonna worry about none of those people, man. They ain't gonna care. It says, "And the course of their action shall stand in their power." Like I said, we got the numbers, we got the weapons, they got the food. We're gonna go take their stuff. Right? They got weapons too, but we got more weapons and more people. We're going to go conquer them and take all their resources. So, whatever they got the power to do to maintain comfort and food, whatever they got the power to do, that's what they're going to do, man. They're going to use that power to get the food and the comfort. Okay? It says, "Man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." There's going to be military checkpoints. There's going to be certain zones in these 15-minute cities that are safe zones and zones that are chaotic zones, right? The Netherlands or the the Badlands, right? It says "For their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and because of great tribulation," right? They're going to be in trouble. They're not going to have any comfort, and they're not going to have any bread. So they're going to start fighting each other for it, man. Okay, so, hey, that's the point I wanted to get. So this is coming. You can see how one prophecy, or one event in prophecy that the Most High has set up it's a chain reaction. If this happened, then boom, all these other things could happen, right? So the Most High is prophecy's right on schedule, man. He got everything planned out perfectly. We're just watching everything unfold and telling you that it's unfolding right before your eyes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to say, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai and Shalom.